Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Luke Monster. Today I'll be reviewing the Star Wars The Black Series 5th Brother Inquisitor, part of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. This is a brand new figure that was actually just revealed by Hasbro a few weeks ago, and I was lucky enough to find it in stores about 6 months early, which is absolutely incredible. So yeah, really excited to review this figure. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. This figure is part of the Kenobi line, so it does have that like sky bluish kind of purple color for the box art. Looks really nice. We do have that amazing artwork of the 5th Brother Inquisitor here, looking super nice. I love how that looks. Flipping around to the back, it is number 4 in the Kenobi line, looking really awesome. You can pause and read the back if you would like, but we do have another image of the 5th Brother there. And then, not much going on this side, so let's just go ahead and crack him open, see what he looks like. Real quick though, before we do get into the review, if you are new to the channel, we are actually doing a giveaway at 7,000 subscribers. We're giving away this Mando build-up pack. You do actually have to be subscribed to the channel though to enter, so make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And then once we get 7K, I'll release a 7K giveaway video. All you have to do is comment on that 7K video to enter. So make sure you're subbed, and let's go ahead and get into this review. So we do have him out of the box, and I gotta say, right off the bat, this is a very interesting figure. He does have the pinless design, which is awesome. I'm so glad that most of the figures Hasbro is releasing now are pinless. I just think that the pinless design looks so much better than like the double jointed pins. It just doesn't look very good. It's clunky, and I love the pinless look. It just looks so much better. But yeah, it's just an interesting figure all around. Brand new sculpt head to toe, which is awesome. I'm really glad they're, like I said, making new molds for these figures. If anything, these figures need them the most, so I'm really glad they're going out of their way to do that. And yeah, he also does have butterfly joints. We'll get into that, all the articulation later in the video, but yeah, butterfly joints are awesome. This is another thing Hasbro is starting to include on a lot more figures. We didn't really see that on a lot of the older ones, but most of the new figures tend to have some sort of butterfly joint, and I'm really glad, because it just adds another level of articulation that you couldn't really get before. So let's go ahead, get him off of the spinny stand, and take a closer look. Alrighty, so taking a close look at this figure's articulation, we will start at the head. I know one question that a lot of people have been asking is the hat like removable? Is it, you know, articulated at all? No, it is sculpted into the head, so you know, you move the hat, the head goes with it, but there is a ball joint at the bottom of the neck and the in the side of the head, so you got a lot of articulation in the neck and head, which is really nice. He does have some awesome articulation in the shoulders. You can get into a nice T-pose, and he can go all the way around. This plastic here is a soft rubber overlay, so it does bend if you do want to get it in like a higher up pose, but I say just don't leave it in that pose because it may cause the plastic to warp. The elbows can get past 90, and yeah, looks awesome. He does have a butterfly joint on the inside there. Let's see if I can get a better angle. It is quite hard to see, but he does have a butterfly joint. It's not a ton, but it gets the job done. At his wrists, he does have, looks like, 2 horizontal hinges. So, you know, actually, I lied. They're both vertical hinges, actually, which is really weird. Hasbro does tend to do vertical hinges for blasters, and then horizontal for like lightsabers. But both of these are vertical hinges, so pretty interesting. I actually really like that because it can get him into like a nice like saber pose. So really like that. Good choice on Hasbro's part there. He does have, I guess, just a normal ball at the how do I say this, like the abdomen area. Going back to the arm, I did miss this, but he does have a swivel here at the elbow as well. I know some people were wondering if this part was articulated, if that was like another piece. No, that is actually built into this part of like the bicep, so that part is not articulated. It kind of looks like it should be, but it's not. And also no articulation at the armor there. I know like some figures like Boba Fett have articulation at the elbow and at the gauntlet. That is not the case for the brother. This figure does not have any sort of I guess cloth or plastic in the way of his waist, which means he can get a pretty far kick out. I really do like that. And then he does get 90 at the leg. Really excited about that, and get him to maybe some nice kneeling poses, which is pretty cool. And he can go up and do a decent split. I think once you get high enough, these pieces on the side will start to hit the belt. The belt is an overlay, so it is kind of loose on the figure, but it's never going to come off or anything. It's not that loose. But yeah, this on the side here is also soft plastic, so like I said, I wouldn't really worry about that breaking off or anything. It is just kind of there. Then we do have pivots at the ankles and also rockers at the ankles as well. So yeah, overall pretty solid articulation. Definitely it's not bad. It's pretty good, and for today's standards, I gotta say it's pretty awesome. Taking a close look at his only accessory, his double-bladed Inquisitor lightsaber, pretty cool. He does have the peg on the back of the lightsaber though to plug into the back of the fifth brother there. Pretty cool. The blades are removable if you would like. So this is my first time doing this. So they are kind of in there, but you know, you do kind of have to pull. These ones do look like the older connections for this, so they're going to be kind of fragile, so be careful when you are removing the blades. You may have a chance of breaking them. But you can just plug his lightsaber into his back there if you want him to not have it out and you just want him to have it like stored. Really cool. I'm glad they decided to do that. Biggest problem though is that this peg, it's in the middle of the handle, which means it kind of gets in the way if you're trying to get this figure to hold the saber. It just kind of gets in the way, you know. Obviously, I guess you could get him to hold the peg, but there's no point of that. Like, that's just stupid. One way you can get him to hold it is with his hand pretty much right around the peg. It doesn't look great, but that's good if you have like any saber across his body, because then the peg is concealed. You know, you can't see it from the outside. The peg is kind of an eyesore, and I just don't think it looks very good. So you want to try to display him with that peg like facing in as much as possible, just so you can't see that peg whenever displaying the figure. But the problem is, if you ever want him out like this, then that peg is visible. It's just kind of ugly, and it's out, and it looks kind of weird. So then the other way you could get him to hold it is with the peg facing his hand on the other side, and then just putting his hand on either side of the peg, just out of the way. So either way, you can kind of have him hold it and the peg not be visible, but it is just kind of in the way, so it's a little annoying. I'm not sure like what's up with the design of that, but I guess they did what they wanted to do, and it kind of works. I think it's great for weapon storage, but it just gets in the way when you're trying to get him to hold the figure. So a little strange, but you know, cool idea. Next up, taking a close look at his face. His hat does get in the way of his face a little bit, just because it blocks a lot of the light. But his face looks incredible. There's a lot of detail in the eyes and the face, and it just looks awesome. There's not a ton of paint apps, but it doesn't need a ton of paint apps, and I love that. It looks awesome, and it looks almost like the actor straight out of the show. So really, really love how his face turned out. I don't think I could have asked for better, because it just looks awesome. I'm not complaining at all. It looks incredible. First up, for comparisons, we do actually have the fifth brother next to the rest of the figures in Kenobi Wave 33. So yeah, really, really excited to finally have these in hand. So yeah, super excited about that. But these figures look awesome together. I know we haven't really seen a fifth brother Kenobi duel, but hopefully we see him fight Kenobi in the finale. We will see. But honestly, I don't even think we've seen the fifth brother ignite his lightsaber yet. So hopefully we see a lot more of the fifth brother in the finale. I'm a huge fifth brother fan, and I want to see more of him in the show. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we will see. But figure-wise, he looks awesome next to the rest of the Kenobi figures. Next up for comparisons, I did want to get a Inquisitor side by side. Obviously, we don't have the Grand Inquisitor out yet, and we don't have I want to say she's like the fourth sister maybe, but we don't have those Inquisitors yet. Those will come out in the future, but this is what we have right now, and they look great together. I do hope to see more of all these Inquisitors in future media, but all three of them together look awesome. They're menacing, they're scary, and I love it. I do wish the second sister had soft goods, of course, but you know, not a big deal. And honestly, I think they all look great together. So, you know, fifth brother would be great for any Imperial or Inquisitor display. Next up for comparisons, we also do have him next to the Purge Troopers. Obviously, we don't have the Phase 2 Purge Troopers out yet, but I'm sure the fifth brother was around when they still used Phase 1 Purge Troopers, so if you do have any of these lying around, they would look absolutely incredible next to the fifth brother. Yeah, I love the contrast of the like little bits of red on the fifth brother. He has like little bits like buttons and lights on him, and it just goes great with the Purge Troopers, because the Purge Troopers also have a little bit of red here and there. So yeah, they look incredible together. We did see the fifth brother chilling with some stormtroopers back in episode 2, so I figured I'd have to compare him with some stormtroopers as well. We do have the brand new 2020 stormtrooper body on the right, and then we do have the older body on the left. Either way, he looks great flanked by stormtroopers. I just think the contrast between the black and the white is awesome, and yeah, it just looks really, really cool. So yeah, if you have any of these stormtroopers, it would be a great way to recreate that scene from episode 2 when he just pulls up with a battalion of stormtroopers. That's awesome, and they look great together. Then last up for comparisons, we do have him here next to a few other figures that you guys might want to know. Unfortunately, Kanan is the only Rebels figure I do have, but I figured the fifth brother did make his debut in Star Wars Rebels, so I figured it would be pretty fitting to compare him to the only Rebels figure I have, and that is Kanan. But they look great together, and if you do have Kanan and Ezra, that would be an awesome duel, is to have the fifth brother duel Kanan and Ezra, because that's awesome. And then of course we do have the Emperor on the right. I don't know if the fifth brother and the Emperor ever interacted, but I think this just proves that they would look great together on a shelf. So yeah, if you don't have the Emperor yet either, I know they just archived his figure, I'd suggest trying to go pick that one up. But yeah, the fifth brother looks incredible, and honestly I think he goes great with any Imperial figure that you have. He just looks great posed next to him. Then last up, I did want to show him off on my custom Black Series stand. These stands are actually exclusive free gifts for my premium members. So yeah, if any of you guys are interested in becoming a member, at least a premium member, you are eligible for a free Black Series stand after being a member for 3 months. And there are actually shipping constraints for international members, but yeah, they're super cool, and I do highly suggest you go down and hit that join button if you would like. But yeah, this figure looks awesome on the Imperial hallway stand. It looks incredible. So yeah, go down and hit that join button. If you do not see the join button, you can always go down and hit the link in the description. It helps me out on the channel a lot, and all the money goes right back into the channel. So yeah, overall, I really love this figure. I'm a huge fan of the fifth brother, at least in the Kenobi show. I wasn't a huge fan of his character in Star Wars Rebels, but they've made him very likable in Kenobi, and I absolutely love that. I've been a huge fan of how his character was portrayed, and his figure is awesome as well. I think the biggest problem for me is the peg in the middle of the lightsaber. I understand the whole weapon storage thing, but it's just kind of in the way, you know. I really appreciate them trying to add weapon storage, but like I said, it's just in the way, and it makes it kind of hard for him to hold it. So I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 overall. Like I said, it's just a minor problem. You can work around it, and at the end of the day, it looks incredible. Articulation is great, paint apps are great, the photoreal on the face is amazing, and he's just all around a really solid figure. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, hit the like button and subscribe. We will have reviews out for Reva and Vader tomorrow, and we do already have our Kenobi review out right now, so that'll be pinned in the card if you would like. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.